Good morning, welcome to another video. Today's video is from one of our unplugged on the YouTube, Jenny. And she says, even on a lazy, unmotivated, sober day, I get more done, have a better mindset than any hangover day, right? First off, stopping alcohol. Great quote, by the way. I like the comment. Stopping drinking alcohol is, in terms of your body, in terms of your life, it's 100% the right choice. No matter which way you look at it, right? It's 100% the right choice to stop putting the poison into your body, right? However, stopping the flow of alcohol doesn't in itself give you motivation, right? It might provide you with a little bit of motivation, but it doesn't automatically give you that, right? Stopping the flow of alcohol doesn't prevent you from being lazy. It doesn't prevent procrastination. Stopping the flow of alcohol doesn't even change your mindsets, right? It might change them a little bit. It might force you into a different way of thinking about things because you're forced into it, but it doesn't necessarily change the way that you look at things, right? You can stop the flow of alcohol, you can unplug from the habit, and you can still lack motivation. You know, you can be as lazy as a dog on a hot summer's day. You can, look at this fella. He just loves sitting there, you know, just looking around. That's Bowsy, by the way. The other fella over there, I don't know if you can see him, is Murphy. He's the one that will sit down on a hot summer's day. He'll sit down at the drop of a hat, that fella. But anyway, you can procrastinate until the cows come home, right? You can be carrying around the same kind of mindsets that were part of the reason why you were drinking in the first place, right? None of that changes when you stop drinking alcohol. Even though all of this is true, having no alcohol in your life, you know, ask yourself, what's that going to do for you? You know, Jenny says about not having the hangover day, right? Having no alcohol in your life. For me, one of the first things it did was it stripped my life of excuses for not getting things done. Didn't have a hangover day. I wasn't going to the pub, wasn't doing this, wasn't wasting time and energy on this anymore. Can't blame the hangover for being lazy or procrastinating or lacking motivation, right? If you stop the alcohol flow and you keep it turned off, your mind is going to start to clear up. Your thoughts will clear up, you know. You start thinking more clearly, or your mind and your thoughts won't be negatively influenced by having your brain floating around in a toxic substance, so to speak. So that's something in and of itself, right? Your brain might even start working the way it's supposed to work, the way it's designed to work, maybe. You know, you might start operating as a normal human being, as a normal human being is supposed to operate, right? If you stop the flow of alcohol and you keep it stopped, even though it doesn't automatically follow that you're going to now be super active or industrious or energetic or ambitious or self-motivated or enthusiastic, or any of these things that is required to get you up off your arse moving towards a positive goal-driven direction, it's a start, right? You know, you don't wake up with a fresh brain, right? You don't wake up with suddenly you've got a fresh set of ideas because you've stopped drinking, or even inspiration, or even a good reason for getting up out of your bed and doing something. You don't get that, you know? You might get a little bit of a spur in the right direction, but it doesn't give you, people have expectations about they stop drinking alcohol and everything else changes. That doesn't happen. What you do get is possibility and potential, right? Possibility and potential that wasn't there before. You open up a massive amount of potential for yourself, right? You have more time in your hands, you've got more energy available to yourself, you've got more energy available and time available that was previously being used in your body, getting rid of a toxin in your life, you know, overcoming the consequences of the alcohol poisoning. You know, these two things, more time, more energy, they are the fuel for the potential. But as I say, it's only potential, right? It's only potential. It doesn't mean anything. You know, you've got potentially the things that you can do. These are this is the way that you could operate your life. These are could things. You ought to do this. You should do this. But they're not automatically going to happen. You know, think about it like having a car on your drive. It's sitting on your drive. It's a fully functional car and it's got a full tank of petrol, right? full tank of gas. That's the potential that you have. Think about that as potential. What you do with that car is completely up to you. So the car itself, full of gas, represents possibility. It represents potential. Think of all the things that you can do. You can drive to work, you can earn some money, right? You can drive to the beach, lie on the beach all day and do nothing, right? You can drive to the shops and spend some money, right? You can drive aimlessly around just wasting the tank of gas. You can drive as a form of meditation, maybe. I used to do that. I used to drive out around just to chill out, just to relax and turn my mind off things, drive into the countryside. You can use the car to help somebody else. You can use the car to harm somebody else, right? Even using the car as a weapon, you know, it's been done. So you don't have to do anything with it. You can just let it, as I said, sit on that driveway, rotting, doing nothing. That's all part of its potential, right? So what you do with that possibility or the potential is completely up to you. There's another aspect to what Jenny says. Even on a lazy, motivated, sober day, she says, she gets more done and has a better mindset than on any of the days that she has a hangover, right? Now, one of the biggest factors for me to motivate me to do something once I stopped drinking alcohol was boredom. Or should I say, it used to be boredom. I don't get bored much these days, right? I hate being bored. I think, you know, it's one of those nasty emotions that not many people like. You know, boredom is a drive. It's an internal drive. It's an instigation to do something. You know, when I was a drinker, as soon as I got bored, the easiest solution for me was to drink alcohol, right? As a means to cure the boredom. And the trouble is that it never cures it. It only masks the symptoms. You know, how difficult is it to actually sit down and do nothing? Right? Most people can't do it. It freaks most people out. Most people can't sit still for 5 minutes and do nothing. But with alcohol, well, you know, I could sit there for hours on end, doing nothing, talking shite, wasting my life away as long as I was chugging down this stuff, numbing my brain, you know? It's a completely different story, right, isn't it? You know, to sit for hours doing that, numbed, medicated, anesthetized. Again, boredom is a motivator. You know, when you're bored and there's no alcohol or any other drugs involved, you're more likely to do something, anything, which means that you're more likely to do something productive. So even on a lazy, unmotivated, sober days, you're going to get a lot more done than on the wasted days overcoming the alcohol poisoning. So that's it for today. Thanks for that, Jenny. I really appreciate it. If any of this resonates with you and you're considering turning that alcohol tap off, then you can find our beginner's guide to unplugging from alcohol in the description below. It's a really good starting point. It's a free video course that kind of gently introduces you to some of the basic ideas and concepts that we have in our main program, Habits V2, and it helps you just to have a bit of confidence to at least approach that decision to stop drinking alcohol with a bit more clarity and a bit more certainty. That's all we can ask at this stage, you know. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye now.